Hey, Craig, let's get into some coffee talk.
Hey, I love it. I love doing some coffee talk.
Well, talk about what?
Dogs, daughters, whatever. It's coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
Woo! It's another coffee talk, Mr. Jason.
Coffee talk. Hey, that'd be cool. Like a kettle, then it explodes.
Look at this. The espresso maker. Oh, like on Fred Flintstone, like that. The end of the.
Yeah.
Now, I don't mean to toot my own horn, Mr. Jason, but this is Craig's Corner.
Now, that's an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
Tooting your own horn. Are you supposed to toot others' horns? And then when you toot your own horn, it's somehow different?
Is toot your own horn male specific saying?
I don't know if I want to be. I don't know if the norm should be tooting others' horns.
Yeah, I don't know. But we're gonna talk about a concept that maybe you've heard of or maybe you haven't heard of, but in marketing it comes up a lot, and in launching products and marketing your product, differentiation, all of these things that come with marketing. And everybody here should be a marketer, right? You got to be a marketer if you're gonna make your agency shine above everybody else, because there's a lot of noise here. We're in a red ocean, so we're going to talk about red ocean versus blue ocean.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, and if you know what the concept means,
I've never swam in a red ocean. So what are you talking about, Craig?
Well,
I've actually never swam in a blue ocean either. Yeah. So.
Well, if you're going to talk, if you're in California where it's a green ocean, how does that play into it? Brown, yeah, it's gross and cold. Oh. Yeah, if when you look into your market, right, those that you serve, and many insurance agents that are independent, captive, doesn't really matter, I don't think there's a lot of segmentation that happens. We've talked with a few, like David Carruthers. He brings up, he's what does he say? Mid-tier commercial, right? Mid-tier companies, commercial insurance. And then he gets specific by leading with workers' comp, right? He does workers' comp. And so he's created a little niche. And if you can create that niche where you differentiate yourself and your agency, then that's where you're going to find those clients. Some people say the niches or the riches are in the niches.
Okay, good. I was hoping you weren't going to use a curse word, a derogatory curse word.
My exes. So, yeah, I mean it's who do you serve? Who do you want to serve? Now, if somebody comes that isn't in your niche, well, sure, quote them and sell them, and that's fine. But what would you say that? I would say our niche right now is people shopping using internet leads, right? We've developed a process. We've developed a process around that where somebody enters their information on the internet. We give money, and in exchange, we get that information. And then we build out and create that process by which to maximize the efficiency of that. I mean, I have a 10% close ratio on internet leads. I was talking to an agent earlier today, and he said, what about your retention? Because that's a thing that comes up a lot when people are talking about internet leads. Here's another excuse why internet leads suck, right? Your retention. Mm-hmm. My retention on all the business that isn't internet leads, guess what it is?
What?
86%-ish. It's a little bit over, 86.4%.
Okay.
Guess what the retention is on the internet leads over the last year?
How much?
The same.
Well, Mr. Craig, how do you do?
Yeah, how do you do? And this is where I think that, and I don't have concrete data on it aside from the result, which is the same retention, but this is my guess. Okay, And it goes back to where we talk about closing somebody on the 90th dial or the 100th dial or whatever, right? So we have that process, and we stick to that process. We follow that process and take that. We call them more times than anybody else, right? If we're gonna call that client more time than anybody else, then we're most likely to get it. You bring up this point all the time. So what happens when the next person tries to sell that person that took 94 times to call? What happens, Mr. Jason?
They're going to have to call 94 times or 95, right?
Yeah.
To sell them.
Yeah. So
which is
I think that
problem.
That's a great problem to have, right? Like now you have some insulation. Yeah. So I think that the reason why internet leads suck, and then this is our blue ocean, because not that many people are in it, not that many people do it properly, which creates a huge advantage for us in our competitive position. But most people get it. They call 2 times, then they move on to the next one. They do it for a little while, then they quit, right? So there's a constant influx or turnover of people buying those internet leads. So not many people are successful with them. Great. When they are successful, off of making 1 or 2 dials per lead, well, they're getting the low-hanging fruit, right?
Right.
So that person that they got was one of the easy ones. So what happens when the guy called? So here's the inverse of the question I just asked you a little while ago. What happens when that guy gets called?
I mean, he's going to answer.
And then what?
He's going to be persuaded.
Yeah.
He's going to leave.
He's going to leave.
Goodbye.
Because you probably won that lead because it was a price thing. You beat whoever. You got it. It was easy. Close the thing next. Right? It wasn't from beating them up, or not beating them up, but it wasn't from being persistent and calling them many, many times more than anybody else. And hence the retention. Your retention isn't bad, right? On your internet business? Yeah.
No.
And there's also, it also speaks to the follow-up. I think that also solidifies that, you don't just sell it and then that's it. We have an onboarding process too. We call them, we welcome them, we do a bunch of stuff, but all of those things also, I think, help with that. But it is interesting that, going back to a few weeks ago, you did a Jason's Juxtaposition Jamboree that talked about the metrics, right? The metrics.
Yes.
It's like somebody can say they suck. Well, why? I do it all the time, and people now ignore it because they don't want to. You can't handle the truth, right? Like they can't handle the truth. It's like, which lead company is good? I say whichever one is over 15% contact rate or over 10% contact rate first day. And they ignore that, and it's like, oh, this company B, company C, they're good. Oh no, they weren't good. I didn't have it. It's like, what was the process behind it? Right?
Right.
How have you differentiated yourself? Are you in the red ocean of internet leads where you do what everybody else does and therefore you get the same results? Or are you over here in the blue ocean of internet leads going way, way beyond what the average agent does, right? 50 times more activity on a lead than the average agent.
So, and we talked a lot about the social media and internet leads and stuff. And now with everybody can Zoom now, right? Everybody knows how to do that. Even grandmas know how to do that. There's so many tools we have. It's time for us to start thinking about these tools and recreating that in-person experience. Like if you're an agency that it's always been walk-ins, in-person experience, think about the experience that you can have on the internet and recreating some of these things. What do? You invite them in. How do you invite them in? There's ways to do that on the internet as well. And then once they are a part of your agency, did you give them some sort of folder and package? What kind of digital package can you give them? What kind of follow-up process? Like to Craig's point, the onboarding process. What are the things that can make you different? What are the things that can create that same feeling digitally that they would have coming into your agency? I think if you can do that, why would the retention be worse? Right? It's easier in person to do a lot of those things because, hey, you can just say, hey, how's it going? Dude, you can even hug everybody. You know what I mean? Well, not anymore. You can't, but you could,
I'd hug you.
It's so easy, but maybe with the internet stuff, just think of ways like you can create a really fantastic experience for them that will put you in that blue ocean, and we'll keep that retention.
Yeah. Because that's at the end of the day, you want that, right? You need that. You have to create sticky business. And if you can create sticky business in a way that enables you to track and measure, right? You can track and measure those leads, and you're going to get the results.
Right.
Love it.
Yep.
Well, that's Craig's Corner of Coffee Talk.
Craig's Corner of Coffee. But you could have listened to it while you were crapping. Can we
I wonder
say
if
that
anybody
on
did.
here?
If you did, text us at 520-214-2219 and let us know. Send us a little poop emoji.
I love it. The poop emoji. That would be fun. Well, Craig, if you want, what is that texting number?
It's 520-214-2219.
Ooh.
It has a 22 in it.
Love it.
And don't forget, Jason.
We act like we're two.
That's true, too. Don't forget that a bird in the hand is better than two in a bush. We'll see you later.
Oh, you don't, Mr. Craig.
No, you don't.
Hey, Jason.
Yes, Mr. Craig.
That was another awesome episode, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if people want to get a little bit more action and learn how to do write 100,000 in premium
Yes.
off of even the worst internet leads, where could they go?
They can go to live.teledudes.com.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. Are we going to be there?
Yes, it's a weekly call that we're doing right now it's live, and it will show you the process. The entire process is super awesome.
I love it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Sign up right now, live.teledudes.com.
Live.teledudes.com. That's live.teledudes.com.
Hey, Craig, there's a new community that we are starting that I cannot wait to tell everybody about. It is our live texting community where you and I are going to answer people's questions and give them free content, right?
Are you kidding me? We get
Yep.
to talk to them?
Yeah, which is awesome, but they have to opt in. They have to text us at 520-214-2219. That's 520-214-2219.
Nice.
Craig, are you going to respond to these texts?
I'm going to respond to them for sure. Live.
I'm into it too. It's going to be
Well-
awesome. And it's going to be our new texting community where we're going to get back to everybody that we can and drop some crazy content, free content, and free the calculator that you just came up with. That's right. The calling calculator, sales material. I mean, everything for insurance agents. This is it. It's the best texting community out there for insurance agents.
Well, what the heck is that number again? I can't remember it.
It's 520-214-2219. That's
Okay.
520-214-2219.
I love it. I'm going to text it right now.
520-214-2219.
All right. I'll see you later, Mr. Jason.
Bye, Mr. Craig.
Wait, do they even listen to this on the radio anymore?
I love it. I love it.
Nice.